Well, it's 7:30 in the morning, and it's an absolutely spectacular day on the water. I can't believe it. It's just one of the most perfect days for sailing. We've got a steady 15 to 18 knots of wind coming east, north of east, and we're on a southwesterly course heading for Grenada. So the wind's just aft of the beam, steady and smooth, not many waves. And we're averaging a good 6.5 knots, which is just fantastic. I mean, it's so smooth and comfortable and quiet. The sun came up over the hills. We've got Carriacou off the side here, and Union Island just falling off the back. And yeah, I don't think it gets much better than this. I mean, this is one of my times I just love to sit at the back of the boat and grab the wheel and listen to the waves and just watch the water run out from behind the boat. Kind of like my own personal meditation. I don't know why I don't do this more often. Sometimes I get held up in these islands and just spend months working, you know. And sometimes you really just lose sight of what it is you're really here for, because you still have the job to do and bills to pay just like everybody else. But as soon as you get out on the water, everything changes. The world melts away. Sometimes it's a challenge, you know, you get the crap kicked out of you, the weather's rough. Sometimes it's beautiful like this, and you just sit back and go, wow, this really exists. Don't know how to describe it other than that. It's just, it is a bit surreal. You know, we could do this every day, but we don't. We still have to work just like you guys. We have our own things to do. But when you do get out here, it's worth it. That's what changes everything, you know. That's what makes us want to keep coming back and doing it again and again and again. And that's why I just don't think I could ever go back to land-based life, just knowing that this exists. It'd be really tough to give up, that's for sure. Yeah, once you get here, it takes a lot to get here. I know that. You guys are always asking me, how do you do it? Well, you pretty much just have to do it. That's all I can tell you. You just have to decide, this is what I'm going to do, and then you just start yourself on that path, on that course. And you're never going to do it all at once, or you know, you're not going to do it in a month unless you're independently wealthy and just sell everything and go. But you have to start. You start with one little step that leads you in that direction, and once you successfully accomplish that one, then you make the next step, and then you decide what the next step from there is, because the steps will constantly change. You can't just plan every single step out, the entire thing beforehand. You just make one step at a time, see how that goes, see how you feel. If you still feel the same, you keep going. But all I can say is, if this is what you really want, make that first step. Take it from there. Yeah, it's going to take a while, I think, to get used to not having Sasha on board. It's definitely going to be quiet. Especially once the crew leaves. All the crew are flying out for Christmas in the next few days. So that's going to make things really quiet around here and give me a lot of time to think and contemplate. You know, well, Sasha and I, we had some issues for a long time. Most of them just related to communication, and that's a difficult one. We're from opposite ends of the world, so that's a big culture shock as well. Yeah, it's hard to say what the actual problems were, but yeah, a lot of it boiled down to communication, and I think a lot of them were actually manageable, but I think in my own mind I even made them less manageable than they were. That kind of created more problems and accelerated things. So, got some things to deal with. We've all got our own demons. I've got mine. I know what they are. So I'll be left to deal with them and see what I can make of it from there. But I hope to keep in contact with her. She'll definitely be missed. She was a forceful presence on board. She learned fast. Even when we couldn't communicate, she just watched and learned, and she learned everything really fast. You guys have seen, yeah, some of you described her like a cat on board. She just knew her way around. So hopefully I'll see her again one day. You never know. But for now, we gotta trim our sails and adjust our course and keep going. It's all that's left to do, so that's what we do.